That hits the spot. Nothing like a good cup of joe after a long day of work. I could smell the organic coffee beans emanating from behind the counter of the shop, right behind this pretty girl that's in charge of the cash register. Not many people seem to come by as often now, but considering that it's hidden in the outskirts of the city, I'm not surprised. Although, it seems to get just enough people to stay in business. Enough so that it doesn't become unbearably overcrowded. Personally, I like to relax in places with little to no human presence. It's just so calming. It also helps with my writing. Yeah, kinda odd. As someone who does software engineering, I like to write when I have some time to myself. Keeps my head clear whenever I need to think of clever things while at work. Of course, I don't think my work is anything amazing or something that should be published. Just kind of random thoughts and stories. I guess you could say it's kind of like a diary of sorts, but can you compare the two? Who can say? But I can say that it's my ideal form of releasing my thoughts that's been roaming around my head. And just the day before, I keep typing at my laptop with no end, as though nothing around me seemed to matter. But as I reached for a sip of my freshly brewed coffee, my senses came back when I realized that I had ran out. I felt a sense of dread. I knew that it was getting late and I had to go. No matter how much I enjoyed my stay or my coffee at this little tiny shop, I knew I couldn't stay any longer. For life outside of the shop was calling. I gradually pulled myself together and got up. I looked around one last time and hoped that the scenery would keep me company until I'd come back the next day. But then, to my surprise, my eyes met with the young lady behind the counter. She smiled and waved as though she knew we would see each other again. I just nodded my head as a polite gesture of her generous hospitality. And on that note, I left without another word. For some reason, as the day went on, I couldn't forget that smile of hers. It was memorizing. Left me curious as to who this person was and why she went out of her way to meet my eyes like that. Maybe I was just overthinking and it was nothing but a hospitable gesture on her part. But I guess I will find out on the next day. And so, the next day came and went just like that. I was eagerly waiting for the clock to strike 5 p.m. as that was the time I was liberated from the endless typing in front of my corporate computer. Within the few minutes I waited, I started to get my belongings together and left for the little coffee shop to continue my daily routine. I wasn't expecting much out of the day, but that soon changed when I encountered a little small envelope with a heart sticker placed on the table I regularly would sit at. I wonder if someone forgot it. Honestly though, I'm just tempted into opening the letter to see who it's for and what the contents of it read. Based on the heart, it must be a love letter. Well, whoever this was for, I guess they missed their chance. I should probably turn this letter into the girl behind the register. She might have an idea as to whom this might belong to. And so I did just that. I went up to the same girl who gave me the same smile, and with a burst of confidence, I handed her the letter. I told her that I found it on the table I was currently occupying. She then looked closely at the letter, as though she was trying to figure out what to do with it. She then looked at me with a smile and said that it was for you. I was confused. For me? Is she just kidding around or something? She then handed the letter over and I took a closer look at it. I flipped the letter to the other side to find my name written in pencil. What the hell is this? Was this for me? This must be some kind of mistake, right? Who would write a love letter like this? And how would they know where I would sit? This is so bizarre. I told the girl thanks for clarifying that the letter was for me, and then made my way back to my table. I hesitated and wasn't sure if I wanted to open the letter, but I mean, how else would I know who sent it? And so I did. I tore a piece, and then aggressively opened the rest. At first glance, the handwriting was very cute and small, so you could tell that the person who wrote me this letter likes cute things. I started reading the letter, which read, "Dear Mr. M, You might think this is strange, but I wanted to convey my feelings to you. I just can't hold it any longer. I wanted to say that I've always loved you from afar. It was never my intention to get any closer to you, but as I kept watching you working from that lonely coffee table, something about you pulled on my heart. I couldn't stop thinking about you. Every day started to feel like torture without your presence. But when you did come in to have your regular cup of coffee, my heart would start beating faster. The focus in your eyes as you type on your laptop memorizes me. The way you would sip your coffee and have a face of content makes me really happy. Oh, also, I made sure to add a little bit of extra love with every cup you order. Seeing you sip down my love means so much. You accept me and don't hesitate to drink it all up. That alone shows me how much you love me. But you know, I do hate it when you stare at other women who come to the shop around the same time you're here. So I made sure to add some additives to make them go away. That way, I'm the only girl you'll ever see? I can't imagine anyone else taking you away from me. If they did, I would be very sad. So please, don't ever change or bad things might happen. LOL. I love you so much. Wait, what the hell? How does this person know what I do when I'm here? What does she mean by adding a bit of extra love to my cup of coffee? Wait, is it the girl behind the register? It can't be. But if I think back on the first time I started to come to this place, it was filled with those hipster girls who'd found this place pretty trendy. Now that I look at it, the place is mostly just guys. And that girl behind the register, she started to become more friendly towards me as the days went by. I thought that I was just a regular customer to her, so she was just being nice, but to think that she did all that for me? What did she see in me? Am I really worth that much trouble? I mean, all I wanted was to relax and get away from everything, but now this happens. How do I respond to a letter like that? How can she fall for someone that she doesn't know? What am I supposed to do? I guess my best course of action would be to confront her about this and see what she has to say. And so that's what I did. Before the store closed up for the day, I went up to the register and confronted her about the letter. She confessed that everything in the letter was true and she really does love me. I asked her why, but she told me she couldn't explain it. Something is making her feel this way. As though an entity that's out of this world is writing her destiny on a Google document with almost 25,000 subscribers. I was confused by what she meant, but nonetheless I listened. She pretty much just repeated everything that was in the letter, and said she would do anything to preserve this one-sided relationship with me. As for my response, well, I guess if she likes me that much, I could ask her out to see how it goes. Who doesn't want a girl who would love you unconditionally? Isn't that the peak of human romance? Isn't that why Valentine's Day exists? And so it's decided. I responded to her feelings and asked her out. She bursted out crying, saying that this was something she never thought would happen. She thought that I would hate her, or try to kill her to save some other girl as though it was some plot from a certain YouTube video. But I assured her that that's not the case. I'm doing this because I want to. Seeing her smile is soothing, and that's enough reason for me. My life can't get any worse than this.